Shri Anandpur Dham times the nerve center of the great spiritual mission Shri Paramhans Advait mat is at Shri Anandpur. It is renowned world over as the main center of devotion and spiritualism where seekers of truth obtain spiritual knowledge and true peace. It is situated near Isgarh in district Ashok Nagar of Madhya Pradesh. This place is nearly 30 kilometers away from the nearest railway station at Ashok Nagar. Various satsang ashrams or spiritual centers connected with it are spread all over India. Once Shri Paramhans Advait, the great progenitor, first spiritual master, was gracing Agra to benefit the devotees with his edifying spiritual sermons. Seth Pannalalji, a native of Isgarh, availing the opportunity, pleaded to the divine master to visit Isgarh. The first holy master observed, "At present, time does not permit, but I promise that I shall come some time later." Thus, His Holiness gave an inclination of the establishment of the great spiritual center. Later on, in 1929 the second Holy Master came to Gwalior and found the lands of this forested estate suitable for the establishment of the great spiritual center. The saints, Mahatmas, and devotees, by the holy commands purchased this land on 4th August 1938. After tendering the deposit money, many completely surrendered families came here with his sacred permission and engaged themselves in selfless services. In 1931 His Holiness, the second Holy Master, came to Shri Anandpur devotee Seth Pannalalji to vent for the glorious divine vision of the second spiritual master. He was entranced by His Holiness's divine vision and invited him to hallow his residence. The spiritual master blessed the house of devotee Seth Pannalalji. His Holiness, the second spiritual master remarked, "Sethji, today I have fulfilled the promise that I had made to you at this reminder." The event of years ago flashed in devotee Seth Pannalalji's mind. He then recollected that he had beseeched in the lotus feet of the great spiritual master, Shri Paramhans Dayalji Maharaj, to visit his house at Isgarh. Gazing at the beauteous holy countenance of the second spiritual master, Sethji's eyes filled with tears and he lay prostrate at the sacred feet of the great divine master. He received the second spiritual master's divine pleasure and gracious blessings and made his life blissfully blessed. Another incident is of that time when at Shri Anandpur, tigers, leopards and other fierce animals used to freely roam about in this forested lands even during daytime. Drinking water had to be brought here from far off. Thatched huts were the only dwelling. As the land was rocky and full of deep forests, a few men of repute pleaded, "O Holy Master, previously, a number of parties have purchased this land. As they could not make it habitable, their deposit money was forfeited and they had to leave. You are after all ascetics and saints, sadhus. How would it be possible for you all to put in such hard labor to develop this land?" At this the second Holy Master observed, "Kindly harbor patience. Our disciples are not the ones who shirk hard work and backtrack. Soon you will see signs of habitation, greenery as well as hustle and bustle on this land of dense forests. The wild duck, Butia crordosa, trees here will be replaced by mango orchards. In place of rocky land you will see here wells, water tanks, reservoirs, roads and gardens. There will be electricity supply, lush green fields of grains and vegetables shall stand in full blossom. There will be inhabitation here. There will be schools and hospitals. Likewise, in due course of time you will see a lot more development here." The gentlemen were highly impressed by the resolute will and emphatic words of the spiritual master and went away, totally satisfied. In this way, the second spiritual master laid the foundation of this great spiritual center and visited this place from time to time, infusing ever new spirit and renewed enthusiasm in the dedicated devotees and spiritual seekers. In 1939 abiding by holy commands, Shri Paramhans Advait, the third Holy Master, resided permanently at Shri Anandpur. Thus, was established a center of selfless service and dedication, directing spiritual aspirants and devotees on the simple path of devotion, guiding souls in the technique of Sat Shabda Yoga, communion of consciousness with the Holy Word, the means by which the soul can merge into its origin, the Almighty God. A rejuvenated enthusiasm was infused in devotees, spiritual seekers and the disciples by adopting the ideals of Karma Yoga, communion with God through selfless activity. The great pilgrimage, Sri Anandasar, the great hallowed reservoir, testifies of the ardent faith and reverence of the devotees. The banner of glory of this great spiritual center began to flutter in every nook and corner of India. Consequently, Sri Anandpur soon became a progressive center, both on material and spiritual planes. Construction of houses made of stone, tanks, step wells, boli, schools, dispensaries, gardens, so on and so forth was accomplished. Sri Anandpur Trust was established for safeguarding the movable and immovable property and for the administration of the spiritual center. The fourth spiritual master too paid attention to progressive implementation of the ethereal plans, instilling in lives of one and all the nectar of unwavering devotion and divine love, thereby making them achieve the true purpose of life. Under the benign guidance of the present fifth spiritual master, the spiritual mission has been led to the zenith of devotion. His Holiness got Shri Paramhans Advait Mandir, the spiritual centers or the temples, constructed in every ashram of Shri Paramhans Advait Mat. Well-ventilated buildings, schools, hospitals, roads, and other facilities were made as per the modern standards. Till date, efforts are being made by His Holiness, the present Master, to elevate the living standards of pilgrims, devotees, and the resident disciples so that they may tread the path of spirituality unhindered. Around 4,000 devotees, who have completely submitted themselves to a life of selfless service and spiritual propagation, stay permanently at the ashrams, spiritual centers. They have adopted a life of celibacy and are striving continuously to mold their lives according to the principles and precepts laid down by the illustrious revered saints. Thousands of spiritual aspirants and fervent devotees from India and abroad throng this world-famous spiritual institution, thus ennobling their lives by selfless services, spiritual teachings, contemplative meditation and divine vision of the Holy Master, Shri Darshan. In brief, Shri Anandpur is a world-famous great pilgrimage, the fountainhead of mystic knowledge and spiritual wisdom, and the eternal source of divine love and unflinching devotion, guiding the wayward mankind on the true path of spirituality. This spiritual center is completely self-sufficient and self-contained. Bol Jaikara Bol Mere Shri Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. If you wants to listen this type of interesting jankari, stories and satsangs of Guru Maharaj, please like, share and subscribe for YouTube channel. Thanks.